After Marvel Studios and Disney spent a lot of time being quiet on what's going on with Shang-Chi, and the fact that the director of the film, who was hired to direct Avengers 5, walked away, there's been a lot of speculation that the franchise might be over with and officially dead. The good news is, it's not, as the star of the film, Simu Liu, has confirmed that he's back, Shang-Chi 2 is happening, and the director of the first film is on board. I think it's pretty crystal clear that even if Shang-Chi 2 was to be canceled or was canceled at some point, that the good reception that the first film got and the fact that the character has a place in the MCU would have meant that he returns somewhere. They weren't just going to drop the character. Obviously, the reception was the key part here, and why they hired the director to direct spin-off series, and also, at one point, direct Avengers 5. Now, when they pretty much stopped talking about a sequel to Shang-Chi, people got worried. Recently, Disney, of course, updated their slate. There was no Shang-Chi 2, or as we know it, Shang-Chi and the Wreckage of Time, because that's the actual trademark. People were still wondering what's going on. The trademark wasn't abandoned. Well, the good news is, it's still happening. As it was officially confirmed by Simu Liu, aka Shang-Chi himself, in an interview with Comic Book, that things are moving, but it's above his pay grade. All he knows is the film is happening, the director is back on board, he's back on board, and Dustin is happy to do it. Now, of course, there's things to be said about his fallout with the Avengers film, but clearly, I think what happened was they told him, hey, what you're doing here is great, but we want you on Shang-Chi too. We still got to get that out of the way. So let's not spread you thin. He's going to do that. They're hiring somebody else for a new direction for Avengers. That's clearly what it is. And by the sounds of it, they might already have found somebody that's already, been proficient with the multiverse. If that's the case, having him develop the sequel and then having him develop the spin-off series that's supposedly still the 10 Rings, and having him on board for the Wonder Man series, things are falling into place with what he's doing in his corners of the Marvel Universe. And look, I think Dustin Daniel did great with the first film. You guys know in my rankings, it's pretty high up there. So I'm excited. I'm excited that he can now say, oh yeah, we're definitely working on it. We're going to be doing it, but I can't tell you when. Clearly, it's going to come out before Secret Wars because it has to. It's got to be one of those untitled films. So we'll see what happens.